Hey guys, like 25.
Mark 9234.
But also 145 Ranger review. Today we have the Power Rangers SPD, the Omegamax Megazord, aka the Deka Bike Robo from Tokusou Sentai Deka Rangers. So now we have the bike. This is mainly much just a bike, you know, with some nice little rocket things and like a little kind of cherish kind of gimmick. Now the Zord has wheels, 2 here and 1 in the back, so it does roll really cool and all, but
it's not motorized, so you can't like let it push by itself.
There's also 2 little small wheels, so it makes it tilt, you know, instead, because you can't really stand it up straight. So the little shoulder pads here give it a little support. You can put it on whichever side you want. So now we have the riding Delta Squad Megazord, or the riding Deka Ranger Robo. This is actually the first time we actually use a kind of bicycle gimmick for Power Rangers and Sentai. The sad part is there is no kickstand, just like in the show where you would see Blue, you know, do a little kickstand. And sadly, they're not connected like in the show, how the show would. You actually put the blue and green on the shoulder pads, and you just insert the Megazord into the little legs. You can still activate the sound effects from the Delta Squad. All you gotta do is just raise it up a bit and push the button. Sadly, the only downside to this is that they never gave him a holding thing for the little fist, because in the show you see it like it's about to rev up. You can put it under it or over it, it doesn't really matter which one you do, but so now we have the Omegamax Megazord, or the Deka Bike Robo, in the Robo mode. The articulation, just like standard Megazords in this days, the legs cannot move, but you can move the arms. You can move them the whole 360. And just like in the show, Deka Bike also has the swords under it. So he has the little slip swords that you can actually, you know, attack with and whatnot. Hands, of course, you can't move it. It's just like out. You can't really do much with it. You can move the head at least. You can move the head the whole 360, which is really cool. And you have a little visor right here. Now this mode, you guys will notice as when he does his final finisher, where he rolls up on the road and then goes up and spins. You can actually do this mode. You really could do it, but it's so wide, I won't suggest you guys do it because it takes so much space. You can tell that the bike is a bit taller just by a head or so, because what it does is that you have to actually have them taller for when they do the formation. Now I gotta warn you guys right now, when you do the Omegamax Megazord, you guys have to remember that there are clips that a lot of people always seem to forget. There's a clip right in the middle on the left leg where you connect them together and they close when you're in the bike mode. So when you guys take it out, remember to close it in. And also there's safety locks on both feet. These safety locks make it so you can't, so this won't collapse on you randomly when you're playing with it. So now we have this Delta Max Megazord, aka the Super Deka Range Robo. Now this is a combination of all of the 6 Zords now into one little giant robot. Now just like standard Megazords, you can't move the legs, but you can move the arms, just the whole 360. Now the sad part is that the only thing you can do with that is they do the attack where they actually use the little boosters, they put it up, and then they go in super speed and just punch the bad guys back and forth. Lights and sounds, you can still activate them. Sadly, there is no new sound effect at all. It's just the same sound effects. The only bad part is that it's now back heavy. This is the one thing I complain about this thing is that it was really back heavy. Because when it's supposed to go up like this, sometimes this is back heavy, it falls down. Now the stabilizers work really well here because of how the weight issue is for the Delta Max Megazord. Now, comparison to just a regular Delta Squad Megazord, it's just a bit taller because you just add the leg features to red instead of having blue and green on them instead now. The only thing I recommend you guys doing if you want to just display it and you don't want the back, just take it off and have it like this. It still makes a good display because you really don't see the back anyway. Alteration wise, now there are some changes just like the Delta Squad Megazord. The chrome, we actually never chromed the 2 shoulder pads and also the middle section for where the fists are. And of course, the most noticeable one is we actually don't have stickers. Now the American one, we actually molded in this whole thing right here instead of it being a sticker, and we're also missing the 2 stickers on the bottom for the legs.
The other 2 chrome parts that were painted in are the window lights. These actually have chrome inside, and the US version just left in gray. And both hand lights and top lights were just painted. The helmet for the super mode had chrome inside where the red part is, and the US version, not only did they didn't paint it, they took the part out.
Overall, I recommend you guys get both regardless of which one you like. If you guys really care for the chrome pieces and the little stickers, I suggest you get the Japanese version of the Deka Bike. But if you don't, just get the Omegamax Megazord. It's perfectly fine. You can have Japanese, English, whatever, which one you want, because they're both similar, and there's actually not many differences to it. But yeah, that's it for a review of the Deka Bike Robo. Join us next time for the Power Rangers Zeo, the Zeonizers. Rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, ZachBlue25
and Arch9234.
At episode 145 Range Review. Today we have the Power Rangers SPD, the Omegamax Cycle, aka the Deka Ranger.
Yeah. Oh, why did you say Omegamax Cycle? That's this mode. The thing is Omegamax Megazord.
It's just called the Omega Megazord.
I know it's bad. No, we gotta complain to that because we can't say that because everyone's gonna get
okay, so it's the Omegamax.
That's what it said in the show. I don't care what the box says.
So it's the Omegamax Megazord.
Yeah, because that's what the show says.
Okay. Press the button.
Oh.
Did he just on me again?
The batteries get screwed up.
Now this is actually a comparison of all the Zords now.
Why did you say comparison? Combination? You do that stuff.
You can get both versions, whichever one you want, but I highly recommend you guys get this with the Delta Squad Megazord or the Deka Ranger Robo because this is one of those Zords where it's just a standalone, it doesn't do much. You can't really do much with it. You can put it in mobile mode, but it's better with something with it to have it like it's like the Dragon Zord and the Red Battle Zord. You need the Zeo Megazord and you need the Megazord to have more playability to it and, you know, having the whole combining issue. If you don't have it, then he's just a standalone piece. Also, there's actually a way to put all the Deka Ranger stuff into one thing with the Deka base. What you do is that you put the SWAT Zords inside the Deka base. Then you put the base into its crawler mode. And then you put the riding Deka Ranger Robo on top of the Deka base when it's in crawler mode. And that's how actually a display is when you put all the Zords in one. If you want the sticker and the chrome, I suggest you get the Deka base, but if you don't...
Deka Bike, you said base.
This is why Deka...
Too many Deka.
Yeah, Deka Robo, Deka Bike, Deka Wing, Deka base. Yeah, that's the only downside.